Welcome to Value Vest Daily, where we analyze the best value and momentum investment opportunities. If you felt like the market was getting a little shaky last week, well, you were not wrong. Fear absolutely spiked, and in this special report, we're going to break down exactly what happened and what it means for you. And that's really what we do here, cut through all the noise. We're going to break down last week's chaos and tell you exactly what to watch for in the week ahead, in both stocks and crypto. Okay, and you know the drill, just a super quick disclaimer before we jump in. Everything you're about to see is for informational purposes only. It is absolutely not financial advice. All right, let's do this. All right, here's the game plan for today. We're going to hit last week's recap, then dig into why the sell-off happened. After that, we'll look at what's coming up next week, check out some key earnings, and wrap it all up with our weekly outlook. Sound good? Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, last week's market recap. And man, it was a sea of red out there. Let's just say if your portfolio was feeling the pain, you were definitely not alone. The numbers, well, they speak for themselves. So where did the pain start? Right in the heart of tech. The Nasdaq got hammered, dropping a full 3%. I mean, that's its worst week since back in April. And you know how it goes. When big tech gets shaky, it tends to drag everyone else down with it. The S&P lost over 1.5%, and even the Dow couldn't escape the downdraft. But you know, the index numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. The real story is about the mood, the psychology of the market. And what we saw was fear making a major comeback. Just look at this. The VIX, Wall Street's fear gauge, it shot up almost 10%. And over in crypto, oh boy, the fear and greed index just plummeted straight into extreme fear. That's a huge shift in sentiment. So that's what happened. The big question now is, why? Why did things get so ugly? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was more like a perfect storm of headwinds hitting the market all at once. On the economic front, the market was just getting so many mixed signals, it didn't know which way to turn. You had pretty solid Q3 earnings on one side, which is great, right? But on the other side, you have this stubborn inflation that just refuses to go away. Then you throw in falling oil prices and some really weak export numbers coming out of China, and boom, that's a recipe for major uncertainty about where global growth is actually heading. And it wasn't just the economy. You had all this political and geopolitical stuff bubbling up too. I mean, you've got the government shutdown drama dragging on in Washington, creating all this policy uncertainty. Plus, you have escalating conflicts around the world. All that tension just makes investors nervous, right? And when they get nervous, they dump the risky stuff first. That's exactly why growth stocks got hit the hardest. Okay, so that's the mess we're coming out of. Now let's pivot and look at what's next. What do we need to watch for this week? The calendar's a little lighter, which might be a good thing, but don't get too comfortable. There are a couple of major catalysts on the horizon that could move the needle in a big way. So here's the rundown for the week. Tuesday is Veterans Day, so bond markets are closed. Keep that in mind. Then comes the big one, Wednesday. That's when we get the US Consumer Price Index, or CPI. That is the number everyone's waiting for. We get producer prices on Thursday, and we'll hear from some Fed speakers, but really everything, and I mean everything, is going to hinge on that Wednesday CPI report. And that really is the big question hanging over everything, isn't it? Is this Wednesday's CPI report the market's moment of truth? And here's why it's so critical. That number is basically the Fed's report card on inflation. If it comes in cool, it gives them room to maybe, just maybe, ease up on rate hikes. That would be like music to the market's ears. But if that number comes in hot, it signals the fight's not over, and that could spell more trouble. Okay, let's switch gears for a second and talk earnings. Now, we're definitely in the late innings of earnings season, but there are still some heavyweights stepping up to the plate this week. And you better believe their outlooks could send some ripples through their scepters. So, who's on deck? Well, we've got Disney reporting, and for them, it's all about one thing, streaming subscriber numbers. Can they keep the growth going? Then for tech, keep an eye on Cisco. Their report is going to be a huge indicator for AI-related demand. And on the consumer side, you've got Uber. We'll be watching that balance between ride growth and any regulatory headaches. And finally, Block, which will give us a fantastic pulse check on crypto through their Cash App. Okay, let's put all the pieces together. What's our final take for the week ahead? The bottom line is this. It's going to be choppy. But, and this is a big but, there's a real chance for a rebound if the data plays nice. You've got to picture the market walking on a tightrope right now. It could tip either way. The bull case is simple.
That big CPI report on Wednesday comes in cool, inflation worries fade a bit, and we get a nice, mild rebound. In that world, maybe an oversold crypto market even bounces back toward that 105K level. The bear case, though? A hot inflation number or some geopolitical wildcard nobody sees coming could easily push markets lower. And in that scenario, Bitcoin could be at risk of breaking below 100,000.
So crunching the numbers and looking at the setup, what are the odds? Well, we're putting about a 60% chance on a positive week for stocks. We think a modest rebound of maybe 0.5% to 1.5% is in the cards. But, and I can't stress this enough, volatility is sticking around. The ride is still going to be bumpy.
And that really brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with. After all that fear, are we set for a rebound, or is this just the start of another rout? We've laid out the evidence. The next move is yours. Hey, listen, if you got any value out of this weekly breakdown, it would mean the world to us if you'd hit that subscribe button, give this a like, and share ValueVest Daily. We're here to help you learn about these opportunities before you put your hard-earned money to work. Oh, and hey, one last thing. Is there a specific stock, a specific ticker symbol you want us to do a deep dive on? Let us know in the comments below. We read all of them. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.